thank you guys for attending our event. Today's just sort of going to be a kickoff event. So we're just going to be telling you about what project program is and how it's going to work. So a little bit about ourselves. So I'm from Data Science Club at Waterloo. I'm the Vice President of Events at Data Science Club. And I'm kind of working with other event coordinators to run events with the Data Science Club. Usually we run events, for example, data science as a whole, we run events related to data science. So we run panel sessions, we run other workshops, and we have office hours as well. So in case you guys are interested or have questions related to data science, you can always reach out to us.
Yep. And hey everyone, my name is Dora and I'm from CS Club. So I'm CS 2025 class rep, as well as a web developer for CSC. And essentially what CSC does is that we kind of want to engage the community interested in tech and CS at Waterloo through academic, career, and community means. So what we mean by that is we want to encourage academic learning and give course support to all computing students, provide career guidance and resources to help students gain experience and knowledge for their own job search, such as providing resume and interviewing events, as well as promote interpersonal relationships through community building and social events such as speed friending and game nights. So now we're ready to just get started with project program. So just going over the agenda for today, we'll be first giving a short introduction on what exactly the event, and then we'll be going over what you'll be doing as a mentor or as a mentee, and then we'll give a brief timeline of the event as a whole, and then we'll be going over some frequently asked questions, and finally your next steps.
Yeah, so I know some of you guys, like I noticed some familiar names from the program that we did at fall. So it was like a guided project. So it's going to be somewhat similar in case you guys are curious, but basically it's going to be sort of like a month-long event where you get to work on a project with peers and gain mentorship experience. So if you're ever curious about starting your own side project or maybe making something more challenging and you want the guidance, you can definitely try out the project program. This would be a great opportunity for you to kind of have a side project in case you don't already have one. And you can definitely add that to your GitHub, your resume, and things like that. You can also learn and explore something new. So for example, if you've always been doing backend stuff, maybe you want to explore more of data science related stuff. So this would be a great way to get started. You can meet like-minded individuals. So at the end of the day, we're gonna kind of, you guys will be in groups. So in that particular group, there will be people with similar interests. So for example, if you're working on a front-end project, you'll be paired up with other people doing front-end, and you can definitely learn a lot of great things from that way. And you can always show off your hard work as well, because at the end, we're going to have a showcase where you can kind of show what you've done and win cool prizes.
Yep, so next let's be going over what the role of a mentor is in project program. So as a mentor, you'll be able to use your technical expertise to gain leadership experience while giving back to the UW community. And basically what this includes is essentially assisting students with their projects by helping them develop like timelines or setting milestones for their project, as well as helping them problem solve if they get stuck while developing their project. You can also choose to host office hours so that mentees can kind of drop in and ask for a code review or ask any questions that they may have.
Yeah, and as a mentee, which I'm going to assume most of you guys are going to be, because the mentor applications have sort of already finished, and we're going to be releasing the mentee applications. But as a mentee, you're going to be developing a project from scratch, so sort of like your own side project, as I mentioned earlier, and you'll be doing that in groups. You'll be put in a group with a certain people, and you'll be working with them. And then you have to come together, so you have to work together and then come up with an idea and then sort of create like a timeline. So this is when you're going to come up with the whole idea, and then that's when you, for example, like this date is when you're going to code everything and so on and so forth. And then, of course, as a mentee, there are certain expectations, so you have to kind of stay committed. I know that a lot of people, for example, when they start a CS project, they kind of sometimes do tend to drop out. We highly encourage you to not do that. And then you have to attend weekly group check-ins. So it's generally going to be with your mentor or with one of us, where you guys will have to come in and sort of just update us or your mentors on your progress. And of course, you have to have fun and learn. So make sure that you're also having fun and learning with other people in your group.
Yep, so next let's go over the general timeline. So it's not on here, but applications will be released today and will be closing exactly 1 week from now on May 26th, I believe. And once we review applications, here's what the timeline will look like. So first we'll have group formation on May 30th. And essentially this is where you'll just be put into groups. And then 2 days later, you guys can start brainstorming for project ideas. And once you guys have some sort of an idea, on June 4th, you can create a roadmap or set any milestones with your mentor. And then soon after that, you'll be able to start coding, and you'll be coding for around 1 month until July 5th, which is when we are thinking of hosting our project showcase. And at our project showcase, you'll be able to present your hard work over the course of a month to our panel of judges to compete for prizes. And also note that all of these dates are tentative, so don't worry if you're not free on like these exact dates. They're not set in stone yet, and we're still planning them out.
Yeah, so I know like a lot of people are curious about team matching, so just to kind of give you an overview about it. You guys will be given an option to apply as a team or individually. In the situation that you do apply individually, we will pair you up or put you in groups with other people, so with similar interests, of course, and we'll make sure that you're teamed up with right people. And if you apply as a team, just so it's kind of easier for us to sort through everything, I highly recommend that you guys kind of apply for the same topics, because we do give you options of applying to different topics within CS or DS, whatever you guys pick. And whenever you do apply, make sure that you and your team members kind of pick the same themes. And then that's how we're going to match you guys. And also make sure that when you do apply individually, you clearly state what you wanted to get out of this project, just so we can match you up with other people more accurately. And you can also work individually, but do note that it will be a lot of work. And also make sure that just because we're kind of keeping it limited, so I know that maybe like what if everyone here applies, right? We unfortunately can't get everyone in just because we have a restricted number of mentors, which is why we're only kind of accepting people who are highly motivated. And so I do ask you that if you are applying, make sure you apply in teams, because we will give preference for that.
Yeah, just to add on to that, if you have in mind who you want to work with, on our application form, we do have a section where you can add your team members' names as well as their quest IDs. So like the what I am ID, not your student number. Additionally, you can there's a choice to work individually on the form, but we will be giving preference to teams of 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So next, let's go through some frequently asked questions. So you may be asking, what exactly is the time commitment and how long will this project take? So it'll probably take you around 2 to 5 hours a week over the course of a month. And of course, this can vary a lot from team to team, depending on your project and how ambitious you are with your project. Next, if I have any doubts, who can I connect with? So feel free to reach out to CSC or DSC on social media, such as Facebook or Instagram, or on our Discord servers, which will be linked in the next slide. And how much prior knowledge do I need to participate in project program? Well, as long as you're passionate about your project and you're eager to learn, you're all set. And any prior knowledge you have may be helpful, but it's definitely not mandatory.
Yeah, before I move on to the other FAQs, just note that if you guys have any questions, oh no, you can go to the next slide, sorry. Just note that if you guys have any questions, just send it out in the chat. I know that some of our execs are already answering your questions, but Dora and I will also get back to them soon. So feel free to send your questions in the chat, and we will definitely have like a Q&A thing at the end. Okay, so continuing from what Dora had, where Dora left off. So basically, where can you sign up? We will be sharing sort of a link at the end. So it's going to be a Google form where, like we mentioned earlier, you can sign up as a team or individually, and then you can say if you want to work in a team, and then we can of course like pair you or group you up with other people, and make sure that you do state your preferences as well in the form. We will be linking that form after the presentation is done, so be sure to stay till the end of the presentation. And someone has asked if they can remain anonymous and not showcase their project at the end of the program. So that is completely fine. And we highly recommend that you guys are not anonymous because we want to showcase your projects as well. But you can definitely stay anonymous throughout the project. There's no harm in doing that.
So next, let's move on to your next steps. So what you can do following this presentation is to fill out the application form, which will be linked on the next slide by May 26th at 11:59 p.m. EST, which is exactly 1 week from now. You can also join our Discord servers in case you have any questions about the application or about project program in general, and they're linked here and they'll be sent in the chat. We'll also follow up with an email regarding your status and further information shortly following the deadline. So
Yeah,
that concludes.
Yeah, so Gordon just sent out a link, which kind of links you to the form. So just fill that out whenever possible. And if there's more than, I guess we set like a certain cap. If there's more than those applications, we're going to have to choose between people. So make sure that if we do get at that point, make sure that your applications are strong if you do want to participate in the program. And yeah, be sure to clearly indicate what topics you are interested in doing because that's how we're going to be matching you with people. And yeah, if you have any questions, I guess that would be a good time to ask you questions now.
Yeah, also, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for coming and spending your evening with us. We really appreciate it. And we hope you apply for the project program.
Yeah. How big can it do? So we've decided that would be 4 to 5 people. I think we're setting a cap at 4 people. But yeah, it's plus or minus 4 plus or minus 1. We're not giving. So a question was asked, asking us if there's a preference given to upper or lower years. There's no such preference as long as you show that you're interested in being a part of the program. Definitely, there's no preference. That's what we're giving preference towards. And I think people can unmute and ask questions, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, quick question. So can I send this form, the mentee form, to other people in my program and ask if they want to do it with me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. The reason why we are recording is because if people couldn't attend the session, they can also look at the slides and definitely you can send the form to people who are interested.
Great, thank you.
Also, it doesn't matter if you're in CS or math or whatever, as long as you're interested in tech and you want to do a side project in it, that's fine.
There was another question. What should they do to be put into a team with a friend they know?
So on our form, there's going to be a section that asks you if there's anyone you know that you want to work with. And under there, you can put their name as well as their quest ID, which is like the first part of your email without the @Waterloo part.
Okay, and did we mention that there's a preference if we form our teams before applying? Not really. I don't think we're gonna prefer someone who already has a group versus someone who doesn't. So it doesn't matter if you apply as a team or if you apply individually, indicating that you want to be put in teams. That should be fine. Yeah, you can apply alone and ask to be grouped. That would be totally fine as well. The chances are similar. Just have to indicate if you're interested and how much you're interested.
Yep. There's like no preference whether you want to whether you sign up alone or not, as long as you want to work in a team.
Yeah.
I see another question.
Unfortunately, in order to participate in the event, you have to be a student currently at Waterloo because this program only goes up till the spring term, so end of the spring term. So if you're not a student till spring term, you can't actually participate, right? So I think we might do something similar in fall. Then that's when you can participate if you're interested.
Yeah, so this is our first run of project program, and we're hoping to host it in fall for all of you incoming freshmen, so stay tuned.
Some of the cool previous projects. So this was something like only Data Science Club has done before. Basically, so all the projects that I'm going to be giving you examples of would be related to data science. But basically what they've done is they've created some CV projects that would kind of detect, for example, like detecting masks on our face, or like NLP projects. I know a few people signed up for NLP where they would kind of like determine the handwriting, or it was a simple data visualization project. They would take complex data and then they would kind of course, like do editing and stuff, sorting and all that stuff, whatever is needed, and then kind of visualize that in the most informative way. Like, cause I don't like. Here's the thing: I can't give you specific examples, just like previous examples, just because the projects we've received were specific to data science, and I kind of don't want to restrict you guys by just giving those examples, right?
So essentially, it's kind of like you can do any project you want. So like, it's similar to hackathon, but a lot more time commitment, so that you can develop like a better project and be more ambitious about your project. So really, there's like no limitations as long as your team is develops like a proper roadmap for it and you're able to get it done.
Yeah, like for example, if you're into full stack, I guess it's very generic, but you can probably try making something that's similar to Twitter. So maybe like a feature where you can like tweets and then share them and stuff like that, or maybe like a virtual stock market simulation where people can log in and then you store that in a database and then you send queries and whatever, and then maybe like they can, I don't know, they can view live stock updates or something like that. So really, you're not limited to do a certain thing. Just make sure that if you do choose groups, your group members are also willing to do the same idea, because at the end of the day, if your group members don't agree with, like, if none of them agree with what you're saying, then that might create conflicts and that wouldn't be good.
Do all team members need to do the form, or just one person on behalf of everyone? So everyone will need to fill out the form individually, but it's really short. It's just like one short question regarding what you want to get out of project program, and it's like a 60 to 100 word answer. So it's really short. Don't worry about it. If you're willing to go through with the project, you should fill it out.
Yeah, prizes. We don't have that set in stone yet, but I know we did when we did the DSC event. We had gift cards, and they were like worth a lot. So definitely, I'm pretty sure just because DSC and CSC are combined, it's probably going to be gift cards, and they're probably going to be worth a lot. So don't worry about that.
And even if you don't end up winning, it's still a worthwhile experience so that you can put something on your resume.
Yeah.
Can you apply if you're in co-op this term? Yep, you can apply as long as you're a Waterloo student right now. So no 2026s, sorry.
Oh, how many mentors are there? So in terms of mentors, so far we have 15, but I think that's going to go up depending on like if we have our execs also mentor, but they're going like it's going to be around 15 to 20. Right? Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's a little less than that, like around 12 mentors, but we have mentors in like different areas of expertise, so it'll be easier to ask questions if you have anything specific that you wanted to ask them.
Yeah.
And we'll be releasing more details soon after the deadline closes. Nothing's finalized about mentors yet, but it also kind of depends on your project ideas so that we can help you maybe get more mentors in a tech area that you want to explore.
Yeah, and Gordon sent out links to different stuff that you need to have. So the Discord servers of CSC and DSC, make sure you're in them. Like either one of them will be fine because we will be posting updates. And then there's a mentee application form. So be sure to look at that because that's where you'll be applying.
Can we apply if we don't have experience in the fields mentioned in the application form, such as front end, back end, mobile, etc.? Yes, you can still apply as long as you're interested in learning and you're really passionate about a potential project idea or what you exactly want to learn. Don't worry if you don't have any prior experience. That's what your team is there for. That's what your mentor is there for.
Yeah, wait, with the question, do you mean like, can you apply in things like, for example, we give you certain options, right? So was your question asking if we have to choose one of the options, or was your question referring to like if you can choose one of those options, considering the fact that maybe like you don't have experience in that particular area? Because I don't know, like you can definitely choose something that's not in the form, I guess, but if you like, if it's something in the form and if you don't have experience with that, for example, if you only have experience with back end and you want to get more exposure to front end, then you can definitely apply for front end. Yeah.
Also, just a reminder that anyone who's joining right now or who needs to leave, this event is being recorded and it'll be posted on YouTube in case you missed it or in case any of your friends who couldn't make the event wanted to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, is there a limit on the school term a mentee can apply for? So there's no limit for the school term a mentee can apply for. So even if you're in like 1B or I don't know 3B, you can still apply. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, just show that you're interested and show that you'll stay motivated, and it should be good.
I think upper limit, we're not going to set any upper limits or lower limits. You can apply as long as you're interested in making a project.
If there's any other questions, you can definitely like reach out to one of us, someone from DSC or someone from CSC, and we can definitely answer your questions. And thank you, Gordon, for linking the presentation slides. We will be posting this recording on YouTube, and the presentation slides I think we'll be posting on our Discord servers. So if you guys like need to go back or anything, you can look at those two sources. And definitely ask one of us. Yeah.
Is there any alternative programs you can suggest for future students? So one thing I would suggest is keep an eye out for a project program in the fall. Other than that, I'm not sure of any like similar events going on for future students hosted by Waterloo clubs, but I would suggest kind of like doing your own side project over the summer, maybe with a group of friends. No, we're going to be hosting this in the future. It's not just going to be in the spring. We kind of want to do it in the fall for all of the incoming students who will eventually have to find a co-op. So yeah. Also, I encourage you to participate in like hackathons and things of the sort so that you can kind of gain more project experience and maybe explore a different topic once project program in the fall comes around.
Can we apply individually, not asked to be in a team? Or if we apply, we'll be placed in a team no matter what? You can definitely apply individually and not ask, like you don't have to be in a team, but like I said, we would be like giving preference to people who apply individually and ask for a team, or people who apply as a team. So there's 3 options again. First one is to apply as a team. Second one is to apply individually and request for a team. And the third one is to apply individually and not request for a team. And the third option is what we're not going to be preferring. So yeah, it's either the first option or the second option that we're going to prefer the most.
Yep. And on the application form, there should be a field where you can indicate how many people you want to work with in your team, whether that be 1, 2, 3, or 4, including yourself. So just indicate there and we'll know whether you want to work individually or be paired in a team or like with your preset team.
Yeah. Thank you, Angela.
Thanks, Angela.
Are there any other questions? I guess we can stay for like a few more minutes, and if there's no questions, we can just end the meeting. Oh, okay, there's a few questions. Is there a chance we will still get approved if we sign up to be alone? Because it sounds like it's very low. Yeah, it is very low, but if you do indicate why you're interested or why you really like to work alone, then definitely we're going to consider everything. So if your reasoning behind working alone is really strong, then of course, yeah.
Yeah, and of course it comes down to all the applications in the end, whether we are able to pair people in a team or not, and whether there are enough teams who are actually interested in doing it. So I definitely encourage you to apply anyways.
Yeah.
Hold on. Have DSC and CSC merged into one club onwards? No, we have not. We're just doing this together so that we can get you more mentors who are knowledgeable in both data science and CS topics.
Yeah. Can 6 people be grouped in a team? I think that would be a lot. So, I mean, I don't think there's like a restriction. But if you really want to work with 6 people and you know who those 6 people are, go ahead, mention that. But we're not gonna like have a group with 6 people. Like if you want to work with 6 people, mention that in your form, but we're not gonna group you with 6 people if you apply individually and choose to be in a team.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the bandwidth for having teams of 6 because that's a little bit too much for a mentor to manage as well. So the maximum is 4 people. Maybe you could split into 2 teams of 3.
Yeah. Okay, I don't see any new questions.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. And we hope you enjoyed the event.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yep, and you can always post the questions on Discord or any of our social media accounts. Additionally, if your friends couldn't make it or anything like that, this event will be recorded and posted on YouTube. And you'll be able to find the link after the event on our Discord servers.
Okay, bye guys. Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye.